Hey guys, welcome back. I'm filming this right after I filmed the other tutorial. Just let me adjust the chair, sorry. So what we're going to do today is tints, tones and shades, and this is basically taking color theory a little bit further. So we understand primary colors, secondary colors and tertiary colors. So now what we are going to do is we are going to add black and white to the equation to add to the nuance of our color. So what I am going to do first is I'm going to label what the things are to help me while I work. So you'll see if you printed out the worksheet that, oh sorry, it's a bit high. So we've got tint, tone, shade, mix, and gradient. So a tint is a color plus white. A tone is color plus gray, and we spell gray with an E because we speak English, not American. Shade is color plus black. For your mix, you are going to take a mix. You are going to be mixing two complementary colors together to make brown. So complementary colors are colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. So in our example, that would mean blue and orange are complementary, purple and yellow, red and green. And it's a little bit complicated to explain why mixing these colors make brown, but when we get there, you'll understand a little bit better. So complementary colors opposite each other on the color wheel in this inner circle. It also works in the outer circle, green, red, purple, yellow, and then this like yellowy orange goes with this bluey purple, for example. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so now that awkwardness is over, so mix is complementary colors to make brown. I'm just going to label this brown. And then your gradient is from one color to another color in any way that you like. So if you decide that you want to go through the whole color wheel in this little strip, awesome. If you decide that you want to do a sunset type vibe and go from red to orange to yellow to whatever, or go all the way from pink to blue to purple, like whatever you want to do, the gradient is your chance to play with color, but there needs to be a distinct difference between the color in each block. That's the only thing that I'm looking for here. So we are going to, that palette's still a bit wet, but if we leave it in the sun, it'll dry quite quickly. Got another piece of plastic to use as a palette. So to start off, we are going to pick a color. I think for color and white, I'm going to do pink, just because it's quite pretty. So we're going to add our red paint in there, and then we're going to add our black and our white. So again, a tint is color plus white. More paint. This looks like a pretty opaque white, so that should help us out. Got the same brush. Okay, sorry about that. Clean paint water, that'll make working with white a whole lot easier. So to start, wet your brush, and I'm going to start off with this white, adding some water, and then I'm going to add a teeny tiny little bit of red. For a very, very light baby pink. So you can do this in whatever order you like. You can start by adding bits of white to your color. I just prefer to do it this way because it gives me more control. Again, I'm not looking for it to be super neat, but try and stay within the lines. Okay, cool, that's a nice color. So now we're going to add a little bit more red. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So again, what I'm looking for here is distinct differences between each block. Okay, that's not different enough. A bit more red. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. A lot more red. Okay, that's too similar. That's good. Please excuse the fact that I'm talking more to myself than to you while I do this. Okay, that's pretty good. So now we're going to take what was left on that brush, add a huge dollop of red. It's okay if you go over the edges a little bit. Okay, now we're going to clean off all the pink that was on that brush. And just grab, should have done this differently. Okay, we'll just grab this almost pure red and chuck that there. Okay, cool. What I am gonna do is just go over this block a tiny little bit because it's not quite visible as pink. It looks white. Yeah, there we go, that looks better. Okay, cool. So tint, color plus white. What we're going to do now is we're going to do shade, which is a color plus black. So I have an extra bunch of palettes here. If you know what these are, you know. So we're going to take our black. Sorry, this is a bit dusty. Given myself a challenge by using a black palette, haven't I? Okay, so I think for color and black, I'm going to use blue, and then we'll do the tone color plus gray with the yellow. Or you can do it all red or all blue, or you can mix a secondary color and do it like that, whatever floats your boat. So I'm going to do this the opposite way now. So I'm going to start off with pure black in this block. That's a fairly good black. It's nice and opaque. Cool, and now you guys aren't going to be able to see this, but I'm going to start adding more bit of blue to the black. So with the ratio with the black and whatever color you're going to use, you're going to need a lot more color compared to the black because of the strength of the black pigment. Okay, almost done. I'm just gonna grab that pure blue from the edge there and put that in the last block. Okay, cool. So that's our shade, which is color. Oh my gosh, I just realized that I did this in the completely wrong block. Wow. I knew something like this would happen. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to make an arrow to swap this. That was dumb. Something typical of me, but it was not a smart move. Okay, cool. So now we're going to do the tone, which is color and gray. We're going to mix our gray by taking white. I'm just going to recycle this white from earlier. And I've still got some black. So depending on your preference, you can make a different kind of gray. I'm going for a nice, even neutral gray, which isn't too dark or too light. I really enjoy grey, it's my favourite tone. Because as we know, black, white and grey are not technically colours. Okay, cool, that's a nice grey, so first thing I'm going to do is put it there. It's a lovely colour. No, grey's not a colour. Anyway, it's nice. Okay, we're going to do yellow. And this is not going to be the prettiest, but that's also fine. I'm actually going to clean my brush because we've still got some blue. While I'm here with the clean brush, I'm just going to go and put the yellow on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to take yellow and a little bit of grey. This is prettier than I thought it would be, to be quite honest with you guys. I mean, it's not beautiful, but it's better looking than I thought it would be. Okay, that's a bit more grey. Okay, there's not as much nuance here because I've run out of grey. Okay, I'm gonna have to mix some more grey. Okay, that is the best that I can do with this. And there's at least a differentiation between each block, so that's cool. Okie dokie. So now we are going to do our complementary colors. So I think I'm going to do red and green. So I've got yellow and blue in this palette here, which I'm going to mix. Oh, I'm going to need a lot more paint. And then I've got not a lot of red left over in that one, so we'll add a bit more. Okay, we're using 2 palettes now because art is messy. Okay, so we're going to make our green, we're going to make a lot of green. Okay, cool. So we're going to start with our green on the one side. Can use a bit more blue. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, we'll start with green here. I'm going to wipe the extra paint off the brush because we can use that. Clean the brush. Cool. Now I'm going to take this pure red from the other side. Cool. So there are a couple of different ways to do this, but what I'm going to do is mix brown to go in the middle here and then add green and add red to that brown. So I'm going to put aside some of that nice pure red. Then I'm going to pick up some green and just slap it in there. And look at that, we have a really nice warm brown that goes in the middle. So this just goes to show that you don't actually need bottles or tubes of all of the colors like green and orange and brown and whatever. All you need is the primary colors, white and black. Okay, so we've got our brown. I've got a lot of red here, so I'm going to do the red brown. Actually, that's fine. I'll just add a lot more red to the next one. Okay. Okay, we've got a lot of red there now. Okay, I should have saved some brown, but what we can do is take this and add it to the green. Okay, we've got a greeny brown now. Could have a lot more green. I'm just going to clean my brush so I can get better color quality. But we're almost there. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm just mixing the brown, the red and the blue all together. Yeah, there we go. That's a nice color. Okay, this is sort of, there's a name for this color. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's a bit gross. Okie dokie. So I think I'm going to finish this here. I'm going to do the gradient in my own time just because my phone's running out of battery while I'm filming, but this finished, fixed version of the Tints and Tones worksheet will be available for you guys to see and use as an example. I hope that you've had fun doing this and working with color, because color is our sole focus for term 2. Even if you don't have access to paint, I hope that watching me paint gives you an understanding, and you can even make this kind of thing with colored pencils or whatever you have at home. So yeah, I miss you guys, and I hope that you are staying safe and healthy.